attempt to grow oyster mushrooms by propagation with sawdust medium. And I'm checking the containers. They've been sitting here for about 3 months. These were sawdust oyster spawn, and it was chopped up and put in between layers of books, just plain old book material. And this one didn't turn out too good. It'll go into the trash. However, these two, you can see they're doing very nicely. We have nice white cottony fuzz, and they're growing in between the pages of the book. All it was done is just like a casserole sandwich method. That one's growing very nicely. This is almost ready to just take out and just turn it over like this into a container and let it start covering on the top with the cottony spawn growing. And then it's called a brick. This one looks like it. Oh, that one turned out really nice too. You can see it's all white and cottony. See the little strands where it's trying to grow up the sides and spread. That's good. We like that. I don't see any discoloration here. There's a lot of discoloration in that one. That's why it's going to be trashed. However, this one is white and fuzzy. And you can see it's growing in between the layers. So it also needs to be taken out and turned over, and then we can call it a brick. Now these are a little bit different story. These were a total experiment, and as you can see, some of them went well and some of them did not. This one barely grew on the end. And there's nothing wrong with the rest of it. There's no contamination. Nothing is green. It's just not growing as fast as it should. I will give this one a little bit more time to finish growing because it obviously has good growth on part of it. So the conditions are right. Maybe the pieces are just a little too dense, or they need a little bit more submersion in the water. Okay. This one was a total experiment. I literally ran out of space and did not know what to do with these, so I just threw them into a container, filled it up with water, and threw it in the corner. And it did really well. You can tell those have grown so much. They are almost like one solid mass, and it's all white and cottony. Has a very pleasant woodsy smell to it. There's no contamination, but they have definitely grown all together, and that's just water down there. So it's time to take them out and rotate them in a sterile environment. And this one, the last, saved the best for last. This one did absolutely the best. This is oyster spawn, and I took shredded paper and put it in boiling water, took it out with tongs, put it into a sterile stainless steel container, and threw in a little bit of the sawdust spawn from the oyster mushrooms, and you can see it's growing beautifully. It's all nice and white and cottony. And these places where it smooths out like this is usually where it starts forming the first buttons that become oyster mushrooms. So this one is ready to be popped out and turned over upside down like a brick, so that the rest of it can continue to grow on the bottom side. It's growing so well. It's even growing on the lid. So we like that. That's an excellent sign. Let's see when I turn it over. Seal that one. It's even growing very well on the bottom. It's all nice and white and cottony. I hope you have enjoyed this little short video about my mushroom adventures.